Hear me, Nadeem?
I can hear you perfectly well.
Okay, sorry, I'm always a mess with this Zoom thing.
No problem. I can see there's a lot of sunshine behind you. So we're in London where it's just raining here as always.
Here was actually raining yesterday the whole day, and today
Really?
it's quite chilly and windy, but the sun is 50-50 shining.
50-50, fair enough.
Yeah, yep.
Really appreciate you coming on. I apologize for the delay.
No
Things
worries at
haven't
all.
gone as planned, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. I'm going to leave you to the review. The streaming started now, so we're live on YouTube.
Okay.
And I think you saw Michelle from Curly Fragrance, so you know the format.
Yeah, I was seeing you guys and also Matt a few minutes ago.
Yeah, so I'll let you get on with things, and I'll see you in what, half an hour?
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. And guys, this is Kiki, right?
Yeah, you are pronouncing it perfectly.
Excellent. Well, Ahmed told me actually because I was saying it another way, which rhymes with Nike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is a tricky name because actually it is the short name for Enrique, which is the same as Henry or Harry.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So I can see the
My
people joining
English
the
name
stream.
is Henry.
I can see the people joining the stream now, so the numbers have started to ramp up. So I'll hand over to you. Really appreciate you coming on our channel. I hope to see you in the future as well, of course. And enjoy the sniffing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, guys. So thank you very much for having me here. I hope you like and enjoy the few reviews that I have here for you. I took some notes on my tablet because I have a handful of both samples and attars that I already own from Al Hashimi and the Attar store and the rest of the vendors. So I will be jumping a little bit between vendors and also raw materials and origins, so we can take a quick glimpse from all of the stuff that we have here. So I would love to start with a very special oil to me, which is Lundaye from the Attar store. I would like to start with this one because it is a Malaysian oil. Malay oil is one of my favorites because I always love the same profile that the Malay oils have. I always correlate them with let's say a jungle or a very large forest, very humid. I can always smell the greenness inside this oil. Is very special. It's truly long lasting. It is amazing. It has a lot of sweetness, a very pronounced cinnamon-like note. So, okay, based on my notes, what Lundaye is smell to me is it is spicy. It is very herbal in the opening, which is signature of the Malaysian oud DNA. It has, of course, that cinnamon and that nutmeg combo. It is spicy, but it is very well balanced. It also have that greenery that I talked about a few seconds ago is very camphorous and mentholated, like patchouli mixed with vetiver, let's say. But where the magic really, really starts to shine and begins is at the heart of Lundaye. Lundaye is really, really woody, really earthy. It is even grassy. And it has a very pronounced and robust wood accord. It resembles to me a whole tree, a whole agarwood tree, from the roots firmly placed in the soil to the top of the tree. It is a little bit of dampness, but it is not that that dampness that could smell like mothballs or like that humidity that reminds you to something that is rotten. But it is a dampness that reinforces the rainforest or the jungle aspect of the soil. So I strongly recommend you this one. I'm not sure if Hamza which is the owner of the Arare store, still has some of this in stock. But if he has some, run for it, because this is a very, very good oil. The next oil that I will love to speak about will be Yunnan Imperial from Imperial Oud. Thank you very much, guys, for sending me these ones to not only to try and review, but to experience and to sit back and enjoy to the fullest, because this was my first encounter with Chinese oil, Chinese wood, and it is one of the rarest species. It is truly special. It is really unique oil. I never smelled something like that before, never ever, to to be honest. It has some notes or some accords that will remind you of another oils, but it is really unique because I think it mixes perfectly the animalic facets that you expect from, let's say, musk, or maybe the Indian oud. It reminds me a little bit of the Indian oud, but I find Yunnan Imperial to be really dry. It has a cereal or a hay vibe in the opening, really, really marked. But it's also a certain sweetness with fruity aspects. The fruitiness is really marked, but it is not the juicy fruit. It is not the juicy aspect of the fruit, but it is the green aspect of the fruit. It also have a base which shows an ambergris and a musky undertones, but I don't find it animalic. It is more of a though. How could I describe that? It is more carnal. It is a carnal aspect. It is that musky carnal aspect, more primal, but it's not the animalic with with the Indian oud, that is more funkiness, that barnyardy, that it is not like that. It is more moving towards the musky territory or even the ambergris territory. But what really caught me by surprise with this oil at the later stages of it is the resinous aspect that throws, which a mixture of myrrh, frankincense, and incense, really, really deep, really, really. Uh, I don't know. It is really special. I think you guys have to check this one and try this one, because to me the Chinese oud really caught me by surprise. The combo that I trying to explain, it is a resinous aspect composed by myrrh, incense, and frankincense. That mixed with the ambergris and the musk create a smoky, leathery accord to really die for. It is really punchy. It is really in your face, but it is not fierce. It is not. Mm, it is punchy but not fierce. And also it has certain earthy and foresty aspect. So to me, briefly explain it, it is sweet, deep, and musky, but definitely super special and one of the most unique oils that I ever smelled in my life. Highly recommend you this one, Yunnan Imperial by the Imperial Oud. And also, by the way, the Imperial Oud, which was selected the vendor of the year by Udict in 2017. So more motives to check them out. Next, I will try to jump into something different. This is something really special that Ahmad Abbasi from Al Hashimi sent me a while ago. This is called Santal 95, and as you can imagine, this is a sandalwood oil, but it's a really special sandalwood oil because the origin of this one is Timor. So this is a Timorese sandalwood oil. And Santal 95, it is to all the people that are into sandalwood, but sometimes find the sandalwood pretty linear or not as vibrating as other oils. Trust me, Santal 95, it is everything except linear. It is truly vibrant, it is multi-layered, and in this case, Al Hashimi perfectly uses and blend the buttery and creamy, also the milky aspects of the sandalwood with a kind of sweet and velvety Belgian desert accord. I don't know why, but it reminds me to that kind of Belgian desserts that are really creamy and warm here in Europe. In Spain, it doesn't comes as much as in Germany or Holland or whatever, but these kind of desserts are also known here, and they are really, really velvety, milky. So that accord is lifted by bright notes of citruses, which makes and plays a counterpart in the creamy sweet overall profile. So you will find here a sweet profile, but it has a twist, an added twist to it to make it really unique and special. There's also a mixture of woody and spicy notes, especially saffron and cinnamon. Hence, maybe this scented memory that brings me to that Belgian desert, as well as some precious musky and powdery nuances that reinforces the sandalwood note, making it even more smooth and elegant if possible. So, as I told you, sandalwood, it is not linear anymore thanks to Al Hashimi. So, Santal 95, masterpiece sandalwood. The next one, let me check which one would I share. Okay, okay. Let's take let's jump into something fierce and animalic. Almas Rick by Imperial Oud. Okay, this is a powerful, really powerful blend. Almas Rick is rich, it is opulent, and it is really, really fierce. It is an oil composed by a trio of Siberian, Tibetan, and Mongolian musks. But this is not all. They are all three macerated for over 6 months in Hindi wood. So you can imagine the Indian oud with all its funkiness, its banjari, its carnal aspects meet with the musk, three types of musk. So this is really musky, pheromonal, deep, but that profile is magically blended with a precious and delicate rose petals. So it is amazing. I will swipe a little bit of this because I never imagined, because when I started getting myself into it a year or a year and a half ago, I can't understand Hindi wood because I'm not sure if you can see the color of this, because it was too fierce, too in your face to me, too, let's say, aggressive. But now that I spent a few months studying oud, trying to get more knowledge about the origins of the oud, how the soil affects the regions where they grew, etc. I find the indie wood one of my most beloved ones, aside Malaysian oud and Cambodian oud. Well, it is amazing. Those rose petals are mixed again with ambergris and pure sandalwood. So the the whole concoction is really, really intoxicating, alluring. It's not comparable with anything else. But if you know perfumes in the more mainstream market, like The Night by Frederick Malle or Dead of Night by Strange Love New York, and that kind of scents which mixes rose, Indian wood, sandalwood, this one is the masterpiece version of that, because the three-dimensional aspect of this whole oil is breathtaking. So um, then there's a little twist added with some Persian saffron to this attar, and it becomes an Oriental Mukalat. This is as per Imperial Oud website. I check it, and thanks to that, I know what it is, a Oriental Mukalat. And then that tenacious woody and floral heart is somehow pungent. It is ambery and leathery. Okay, this is thanks to the Indian oud. I'm sure about that. But the decadent and oriental base that it conforms, it is really mystical. So Almas Rik, but Imperial Oud, it is fantastic. trying to link this one with the next one, because we have another one that is called, Al Maghrib, also by Imperial Oud. And this one, it is the Western version or the tamped down version of Al Masrik. So it is a restrained version. It is made out of a various krasna oil, the Thai oil with its sweet, earthy, and heavy aroma. It has Laotian oil with its leathery, spicy, even metallic, and slightly bitter aspects. But it is again sprinkled with Thai rose petals, with its lemony aspect, this crunchy and velvety aspect, different from the Bulgarian, and macerated again in precious musk. So the creamy batinaceous sandalwood show its presence at the base to give consistency to this complete, yet super wearable piece. So if you find Al Masrik really heavy, strong, or fierce for you, try Al Maghrib. But again, you will end up having both of them. The next one, I think I will go from an oil that is being talking a lot today, and it is the the magical Ceylon X out of the X collection made by my brother Ahmad Abbasi. He is so humble, so he's always saying that he knows he's proud about this oil. He knows that he did an amazing job, but I think he will never admit that he created a true mesmerizing piece, a truly unique interpretation of the sandalwood. I know Michela and also Matt talk about this. So what I can add about it is that this is pure Sri Lankan sandalwood. It is obtained from an extraction, from an extraction, but then Ahmad added a twist to it and distilled the same wood. So this was in Ahmad's constant hunger and pursuit for expand the limits, conform new olfactive expressions and experience. So I know he failed in some of his projects, trying to conform new things and create new things. So God wanted him to create this magically blend. So it is a fusion of intense greens and camphorous facets. They are mixed with dry cereal-like vibes. This is somehow has herbal aspects in it, but it is rapidly surrounded by a big burst of spices like cardamom, cloves, but especially nutmeg. The nutmeg in here is really three-dimensional. So then it is a fusion of spicy and fresh notes that it is floating around the edges, mixes with the green and herbal textures, supporting the slightly sweet, fruity notes, throwing one layer after another one, full of new facets. So this oil is a true trip and an adventure from beginning to the end. The whole masterful formula is wrapped in a syrupy, honeyed, and buttery, intoxicating, as well as multifaceted, aged, woody sandal, making it deep, dark, mysterious, and magnificent, rich masterpiece that will connect in an intimate way with your soul. So, once again, Matt said it, Michela said it, and I can also say the same. I can only say the same. I strongly recommend you to at least give a try to Ceylon X. And I think it is the same as with Santal 95. Those are completely new and different takes on sandalwood from what we are used to, or at least what I am used to. So it is a great piece, and I really enjoy this one. So thank you, Al Hashimi, for creating this oil that I will treasure as the precious that it is. The next one is a beautiful Laotian oud by the Atar store. Once again, another piece by Hamza. It is called Angkor Jam, and Angkor Jam is completely different from Lundaye. Angkor Jam is really strong, really intense, really deep. It mixes. I said Laotian oud because to me the aspect that it highlights are the aspect or the stem profile that the Laotian oud provides, but it is also created with Thai oil from Thailand and Cambodia oil from Cambodia. So to me, here is basically a Laotian oil, or sorry, to me is better say, sorry, a Laotian oil, but it highlights the best of all worlds. What I mean with this, it highlights the best aspect from the Laotian oud, but it also highlights the best aspects, especially from the Cambodian oud. So the sweet undertones and honeyed dried fruits and the cinnamon-like of the Cambodian oud with that semi-sweet, that I guess this is why Hamza called it cola, Cambodi cola for this his new one oil, because it has that vibe, that sweety aspect that is to die for. The semi-sweet background remains all the during all the process remains unaltered, but an earthy profile with dark nuances start to unveil the herbal, leathery, and smoking heart that Arkonjam has. The Laotian oud adds that gasoline, tar, even metallic aura to it, with some berry nuances, as well as a certain bitterness, but definitely is a complex and rich dark oud. I have to apologize for my English. I'm from Spain, and I'm trying to do my best. So if you get lost sometime, I apologize for it. But all in all, Uncle Jam to me is the best of the Laotian oud mixed with the best of the Cambodian oud. Honestly, the Thai aspects, I don't find it very present. Only maybe because of that semi-sweet and that creaminess, but it is not the main character at all. Angkor Jam is definitely dark. It is dark. It is strong, and it will definitely blow you away. If you love leathery accords or leather perfumes, you will love Angkor Jam. Again, I'm not sure if it is still available. So if I'm talking about amazing discontinued pieces, I can only be sorry for you. The next one, I would love to get a. It is another Chinese one. Yes, I will talk about Hainan. Hainan from, once again, Imperial Oud. It is a 2070 Chinese oil. In this case, it is a special, but it is really vibrant. I'm not sure if it's maybe due to its age, because it is a really young oil. It is only 3 years, or depending on the month of 2017, maybe 2.5 or whatever. But I find a candied fruitiness on the opening. But what really caught me by surprise with this one, it is a rooty and slightly fungal tone that I can. It reminds me a lot of oris butter or iris. It smells very iris like to me, especially in the opening. Then the development of the soil is incredible, to say the least. And yeah, it smells like iris. I would love to hear later on today from the Imperial Oud people, if this one has some orange butter in it, or if it's because of the region where that tree grew up, or I don't know why, because or if it's because there's some iris fields next to the trees. I don't know, but definitely it smells to me like the most precious, expensive, and special orange butter to me. One of the most expensive ingredients in perfumery, and one of the most special and ancient ingredients. So maybe it has some orange butter in it. I haven't checked the website, because I always love to experience the oils by myself and try to sort out the notes and train my nose and my sensorial trips with them. So, but to me, this smells like iris in the opening. But then the animalic facet present in Chinese oils, like in Yunnan Imperial, in this case is restrained and shows a haunting yet soothing profile. So to me, it's easier to wear than Yunnan. And then there's also a syrupy and medicinal aura surrounding the different floral and nectar accords, because I insist, I find this oil to be really floral and nectar. I detect some fruits, but especially iris, some lilac notes, even some white florals. So it is really, really amazing. It is really breathtakingly well blended. And there is another oil that I strongly recommend it to you. Hainan from China, 2017, from imperialoud.com. Very good oil. Let's talk about now. Okay, yeah, this is one of the latest releases from Al Hashimi, Eden. Eden is an oil from Sarawak. I find a Borneo-like opening. It is sweet, it is fruity, but then this oil, I think it is structured or constructed in two different phases or two different layers. The first layer is sweet, is fruity, but then it transitions into an oceanic breeze-like scent, like a large forest near to a cliff, near to the coast. So you can get close to the cliff, to the edge of the cliff, look down and see the waves crashing into the rocks, the sea salt breeze and spray. The there is also, how is say it in English? Alga, seaweed. Sorry, there is a seaweed aspect in it, but honestly, I hate and I detest the seaweed notes. I can stand them, but in this case, it is not that kind of seaweed note. So I can call it aquatic, but not the typical aquatic. And I was talking about that with Ahmad yesterday in one of our WhatsApp conversation and discussions, because I'm always learning from him. And I told him, look, Ahmad, the Eden oil is amazing. It reminds me of something that I smelled before, but I don't know what. But at the same time, the thing that it reminds me of with Eden, it is not another oil or another perfume. So it is a memory that I have. But one thing that happens to me with oud, it is that they play with my mind, and sometimes maybe I sound like a crazy guy, but I create memories, or I think they transport me or translate me to certain places that I ain't even been there. So I mean, I never been to Malaysia or to Vietnam or something, but I can immediately be translated to the middle of the jungle. So it then transport me to some place that I'm not sure if I was there or not, but it reminds me of something, and I will try to keep studying this soil and sort out to what it reminds me of. But then it is a fantastic musky and aquatic scent. And I heard before and read on Al Hashimi website the honey and licorice root aspects, but upon my first two wearings, I haven't detected that. So I need to keep wearing it and experience it. By it is amazing to me. So Eden from Sarawak 2018, Al Hashimi, another fantastic oil and one of the weirdest one that I smelled. So strongly recommend it too. Another oil that we can talk about would be, oh, okay, this is fantastic too. Siam 2. This one was distilled by Nadeem. Nadeem, amazing. I told you a couple of days ago, amazing job with this one. Siam 2 is fantastic. It is a heady concoction. It is full of earthy overtones and dark, juicy, and ethereal sweet undertones. A profile that combines sweet elements with smoky and herbal components. Then you find a blend of dried fruits like plums, dates, dark resins that are perfectly blend with an herbal, even pine-like smell. It is also incense-like, so it has some smoky aspect, but not burnt, not smoked, but smoky. It is, I would say, I wrote that smoky aspect, it is the same one that you perceive from the after smell of burnt woods. So we create a very and super beautiful picture of the wild flora and fauna of a recondite place. Once again, me and my trips, where you can leave all of your stress and problems behind and be completely released version of yourself. So CM2 is acetylene, a conveyor oil. It can put you in places that maybe you ain't never been there, but you will love if you are there. It relieves you. It is a perfect oil to leave all the stress out and maybe meditate. If you are stressed after a long day of work or whatever, you can swipe a couple of these in your wrist or in your hand or whatever you use to swipe, and just sit back, relax, and enjoy for hours and hours and hours. CM2 is pretty special. It is a trad wood from 2016, and it is really special. So highlights all the special aspects from the trad and Thai oil. So this is another oil that I really enjoy, and CM2 is fantastic. Let me check. I guess I'm seeing Nadeem. Are you there, Nadeem? Ah, no. Okay. Let me check which one I have here. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, let's talk about some Indonesia, because I guess I haven't talked about any Indonesia. So I have here, I don't know how to spell it, ACE, ACEH, ACE, AC, I don't know, from Indonesia, 2018 by Imperial Oud. It is camphorous green and mentholating in the opening, but it slowly transitions to a scent profile where an amalgamation of spices and vanillic, even tobacco-ish accords, merges with the top notes. So it creates an enchanting oil with some humid rainforest undertones, but at the same time, resinous, nutty cereal, and robust wood overtones. So this Indonesian oil is fantastic. Now I'm seeing you, Nadeem. Hi. This is a fantastic Indonesian oil. It perfectly highlights the aspects of the Indonesian oud, that camphorous, green, even earthy aspect, that cereal-like vibe. It is deep, it is woody. It also carries that ocean aroma and salty breezes, but most definitely what highlights in Ace, sorry if I'm misspelling it or pronouncing it in a not correctly way, it is a perfect mix between green and resinous and sweet tones. So the tobacco note in this one is really, really present. You can see the color of the oil. It reminds me of tobacco. So it is an only highly recommended. So Ace from Indonesia, Imperial Oud. Nadeem, I'm not sure if I have to keep going. I have some left here, but whatever.
You're welcome to continue for another 5-6 minutes. No problem at all. Really
Okay.
appreciate your in-depth review.
Okay, I will take, this is from Indonesia too, so let's take a Borneo one to talk about another different origin. This one is called Borneo Essence. Borneo Essence, actually it was the first oil that I begin to study from Imperial Oud. Let me swipe a little bit. Really special too. Okay, Borneo sense. Borneo sense, it is really intriguing, mysterious, it is powerful and strong wood. But that said, in the best sense of the word, I mean, we are used to hear the expression intense, strong, powerful, and rapidly associated with Bangladesh wood or Indie wood, and that barnyardy and that difficult to wear oils to certain people. In this case, the strong and the powerful that this oil exudes is in the best sense of the word. It is intense, it is camphorous, green, and even spicy in the opening. The heart and the base are woody, deep, and it has an aura that carries the once again the ocean and the salty breeze. So I'm not sure that's something that I have prepared to discuss with Nadeem this afternoon. But I have one question for Nadeem, that because I would love to, but this will be in the interview from this afternoon, so I don't want to anticipate for it. But I guess the not only the region that the oil is obtained for of, but the soil, or how close the soil are to the ocean, let's say, maybe it affects to the same profile. Because in this case, once again, being a Borneo, it smells something like oceanic and salty, like when it rains into a forest not far away from the sea once again. So, but at the same times, with its Borneo aspect, it smells like the dried woods, because it is like the weather here in Spain today. It was raining, so the soil is humid, but the sun is shining. So it's that smell that is humid, but at the same time is dried by the sun. So I'm not sure if it does make sense, but that's what it smells to me. And I also find some resinous and darkness and some dried woods, musky vibes, and even tobacco in the base. So Borneo Sense 2017 by Imperial Wood, another fantastic piece. And I don't know if I have time. I have another Indonesia and another Cambodia. So whatever, or we can discuss something, Nadeem, whatever you want.
Yeah, so I appreciate you coming on, and I know I'm going to speak to you later when you interview me on behalf of, I have to speak on behalf of Hashmi, I suppose. Um, I was hoping that maybe Ahmed from Sweden, I'm sure he's listening. I was hoping that he would do the honours, but he's a bit shy, camera shy. Must be.
Ahmad left us alone.
So yeah, so I'll be filling in. I was trying to avoid it, to be honest with you, because I think it's nice to hear different voices as well. And it's Ahmed is, he's very understated, and he's one of the powerhouses behind the company, one of the intellects behind the company. He doesn't really like to shout out about himself, but anyway, we'll discuss this during the interview. Because he's been instrumental in creating and innovating within Al Hashmi. And so, yeah, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate the last, I think you've gone well over half an hour, which is great. I'm sure people have enjoyed watching.
I hope so. And
And,
sorry for my English
no, I think your English is
only.
fantastic. It's fine. There's no issue at all with your English. It's perfectly fine. I hope that you after this experience today, and after interviewing me later on, that you come back on the channel and review maybe more roots, natural sense that we'll be focusing on as well, atars, and become more acquainted with them. But I appreciate you taking time out today for us. And
The pleasure is all mine, Nadim, because I will never imagine that you will invite me to be here and that I have the pleasure to review all that I have in this table. It is a dream to me. So you know how I really appreciate you guys, all of the vendors that I have here and that I don't.
yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I was going to say it's the vendors who sent out the
And
oil.
I feel blessed to be here, and to me, it's a really rich experience, and I'm here to learn from all of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'll speak to you
Okay,
soon.
Yeah, sure. I will keep watching the live.
Okay, take care.
Bye, fam.
One thing before you go, I just want to remind everyone that due to my total ignorance about the technical way that streaming works, I think what I should have is a streaming server where I can control the stream and just send it to one channel and switch between different streams on my computer, but I haven't mastered that yet. So next time we have a Nude First or any kind of interactive program, hopefully I'll have mastered that technique and know how to do that. But for now, unfortunately, we're going to have to hop off this stream and go to the channel homepage and then hop back onto the stream that I'm going to make live now for Marcus Ibrahim's review session for half an hour. Right, take care, and I'll speak to you soon, okay?
Take care, brother. Bye.
Bye.